Hello, hello, hello.
How you doing? How you doing? What's good?
I'm doing so well. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine on this quarantine.
I know. Thank you so much for agreeing to come on to downtown today and be a part of this conversation and just helping the people to get to know you a little bit better.
My pleasure. My pleasure. My pleasure.
You're looking way better than I am. So shout out
All
shout out
black
to
queens
you.
get uplifted.
I don't have on no makeup. It's quarantine. I don't care. I don't care. It's just, it is what it is. But more importantly, Wallahi is in the fucking building. What's good?
What's good? Hey, you pronounce my fucking name right, so you get an extra 100 points for that.
Thank you. I'm very keen on not making mistakes. So thank you. And am I pronouncing it correctly?
That's why I gave you the 100 points. That's why you got the 100.
Yes. So what is going on? Like, first of all and foremost, my name is Kay. I'm not sure if they had let you know that. So my name is Kay. Feel more than free to ask me anything. I'm chief editor at Downtown. It stands for Don't Waste No Time with Negativity. So understand it's a safe space. You're in a good place here.
Facts.
Right?
I like that. I like that.
And everyone's slowly checking in. So how have you been coping with like COVID and coronavirus? Like, this shit is crazy.
To be honest, I don't like people, so I like being alone. So I be pretending like it's stressing me out so I can feel normal, but deep down inside I like it because I get to do things that I want to do.
You're a homebody.
Yeah, it's not even homebody. I could be anywhere. It's like I like to be with a certain group of people. Like I got like 4 or 5 people that I want to be around. Other than that, everything else is business.
Yeah. That's honestly, like, a lot of people that I've spoken to, whether in my circle or through work, they've said the same thing. Like, this hasn't felt any different or anything outside of what like normal life has been. Hanging with the same people, going the same, like, not that it's boring, but it's just,
I mean, the clubs, except for the clubs, like going out and, you know.
Yeah, that's like the only difference.
When we in the studio, we with a certain set of people. Unless we doing something else, we always together. Like I'm with Circle of Success. When I'm with the guys, we together doing music. You know, we handle the business. So nothing stop. You get what I'm saying? Like the world may have stopped, but the circle didn't. So we still moving.
Facts. And I feel like for people who are really hustlers or really like passionate about whatever they have going on, this shouldn't stop you. If anything, this should just motivate you and encourage you more to go out and pursue your goals and your dreams.
This was just a cleanse. It was a cleanse for a lot of people.
I love that.
It was a cleanse. It was a lot of stuff a lot of us felt like was in the way, and all at once it got taken away from us. So we had no choice but to focus on what we want to do. So this is the put up or shut up moment. This quarantine, that's what this says right here.
Facts. Put up or shut up moment. The cleanse. I really love that. If you see that in an article, don't be mad. Just know that you gave me that inspiration.
It's yours.
So I also want to ask you, like, were you one of those people where at first you were like, this isn't true, this is a conspiracy? Or were you like, this shit is real? Y'all get upset. Like, how were you feeling about it?
50-50. I'm gonna say 60-40. Because I'll be on the fence. I'll be lying if I didn't say I'll be on the fence. Some days I'm like, yeah, this is real. Then other days I'm like, I don't know, because I went to the store and I didn't die. So it's like, I don't know. It's like, it's ignorant to say this, but I feel like I haven't met no one personally. So it's still not real to me. It's like I see the news every day. It is all sorts of things that I'm not truly connected with. So it's not real to me.
True. So, and that's real because like a lot of people, you know, they try and front, or I guess, I don't know if that's Toronto slang, but they try to like just not be real about it. And for a lot of people, that is the case because they don't know people personally.
Exactly.
Like it really is just like AIDS, it's just like cancer, all these other things, right? For me personally, I do have family that work as healthcare workers, so that part is scary for me. And I do have family members outside of Canada that have tested positive and have diabetes and things like that. So for me, it has hit the personal nucleus. So even before that, I was taking it seriously, but now for sure, like, I'm praying for everyone. I'm praying for you and your family. And I'm hoping that everyone just comes out of this cleansed. Yeah, yeah. So I want to ask you first and foremost, because the most interesting thing to me personally, when first being introduced to you, was your name. Being from Toronto, the sixth, a lot of, we have a huge Somalian base, a huge representation of that here in Toronto. I'm not sure if you know that. So Wallahi is not something that is new to me to hear, or so what inspired you to use it as your stage name? Is that a part of your background? Or where does that stem from?
Like, honestly, growing up, we had to follow the Christian faith most of the time. You know, you are what your parents are. So, unfortunately, during my trials and tribulations, getting arrested, I was introduced to the Muslim faith. And it was like, at that time, like, you know, I've always had an inquisitive mind. I always want to know more. If you show me something, I want to know as much as I can about it. You know, I want to be, you know, informed. So after doing a lot of research on the name, it was like so powerful to me, because it's like, when you say that, it's like you're saying it's the truth. And I try to be sincere with the things I do, to the point I tell people not to even call me Wallahi, call me Y, because you my homie, you know? Everybody call me Y. It's just that put Allah before yourself. So that was the kind of the inspiration behind it, but it got lost in translation with a lot of people. But you understand, you know, and I know in Canada, that culture is more, you understand, it's more known about over there.
Definitely.
So, you know,
where are you based, if you don't mind sharing?
Huh?
Where are you based, if you don't mind sharing?
Oh, Miami, Florida. Well, Little Haiti. You know what I'm saying? Little Haiti.
Okay.
Town,
Okay.
400 block. Yeah, uptown in the building. Yeah. Shout out 6th Ave too. You know, North Miami too. North Miami too. You know, that's the hood.
I have family out there as well, so I definitely know about out there. Now, if you're okay with me digging a little bit deeper into your story, you mentioned that, you know, you've previously been incarcerated. And the other night I was watching a live, because, you know, this is a time where everybody's going live.
Yeah.
So this girl that I really enjoy her live, a gentleman from inside the bin, up here we call it the bin, he came on live. So it was dope, because, you know, we got to talk to someone who was really in there, and, you know, he was explaining about like how this is a new facility, so he has a cell to himself, and just, you know, being able to just speak to someone who's really in there, and being able to share a bit of laughter and let him know people are here on the outside, you know, rooting for him. So I can only imagine what your mental process must have been like to lead you to this path of life, right? So for you, if you don't mind sharing, what were some of those things, or like that mental state, to let people understand and know how serious?
Even when I was incarcerated, I was never incarcerated up here. Like, I never allowed myself to be incarcerated here. Like, my body was there, but mentally I was always somewhere else, in a book and something else. Like, I was like keeping myself occupied from the obvious, you know, and to the point where it was, to me, another day, because I'm from the hood. And the only difference between the hood and jail is no females. It's really no women, because everything still happened in the same way. So for me, it wasn't really no different. It was missing my people or whatever. And it gave me time to reflect. And that's what gave me time to grow. Because sometimes, you know, you need that time to grow. So jail wasn't no scary place for me. So I don't got no wild story. Like, everything I seen in there was normal to me. That was like how life was. So I can't really say, oh, I seen this, and it was like, oh, because it wasn't really like that. Like, whatever I seen there, I seen it on the streets worse. So it wasn't really no different.
What was your like upbringing like for you? Like the person you were pre, you know, Wallahi, pre-Y, like who were you as that person?
I always been Y. Like, Y always been here. Like, Wallahi, that's the you know, the enlighten myself. But I always been Y. Just me. Like, I always been I won't say, like, people used to say I talk white, you know, and that used to fuck me up, because I used to read so many books that I'd be like, let me implore some of these bigger words on niggas. And now they like, oh, look at this cracker. So that was always the thing. But I always enjoyed linguistics, period, like words, period. That's why, like, I like music. Like, when I write, like, it's on some other. Like, even what I just dropped, what I put out was more for fun, like, for fun time stuff. Like, I be going deeper, but a lot of people, where I'm from in Miami, it's just about naked women, money, and So I gotta come to the 6th where y'all trying to hear shit. That's why I gotta get over. I gotta get to
You
Canada.
come. You are more than welcome once we are safe.
I feel like that's why I want to be at. Like y'all seem like y'all enjoying life for real. Like,
but you know, the grass is always green on the other side, right? Because I'm looking at Miami. Like you guys have beaches. At least you guys have sun.
the sun is overrated. The sun is overrated.
I really commend you for sharing that, you know, and for letting people know, because unfortunately, even though some of our men have been put in those situations, they do in fact become incarcerated mentally as well, and they allow them to eat it up. So it's very uplifting and motivating to see a young man be able to like come through this and be able to make a positive situation out of things you weren't used to.
Appreciate it.
Right? And you guys need to hear things like that, because not all the time, I'm assuming you always have people praising you for the positive aspects.
That's what, sorry to cut you off. That's what makes like my guys COS different. Like my man's G Slim, that's one of my main mans, G Slim. Shout out to G Slim, G1 _ y'all follow him.
Yeah.
We come from the same, like, same mud. So it's like we stick together a little different. When you building a castle, certain type of mud just stick together better.
Jeez.
So the way it is like, right or wrong, they're my mans. Like, he believed in me when people didn't. Like, I remember when I ain't have a chain this big, or it wasn't all this. It was just me and some pen and paper writing. And Shorty was like, yo, you got it. And he was like, even when I wanted to transition and be like, yo, I want to do a higher type of music, he ain't never like told me no. It's always been you the best. Do what you do. I'm behind you 100%. That nigga, him and P Rilla, my man's Pesha, like them mans, the whole squad, but them two, they've been like real focal points in this whole organization. Like, that's what make us different.
And how important was it to you to have people like that in your life? Like, do you feel like you would have made it to this point without that?
Nah, I wouldn't, because I always been that person for other people. And I always said, what if I had somebody that believed in me the way I believe in the world? And it was just refreshing to have some people that like have no reason to believe in you and say, you know what, I'm gonna bet it all on you. Yeah. Not just some of it, all of it, like everything I got on you.
So are you okay with answering some fan questions periodically in between?
Yeah, of course.
So a fan here has asked, how old is Wallahi?
And I know who this is. I'm 30. I'm 30 years old.
Okay, I wouldn't have guessed that. You look much, like, matter of fact, I can't guess your age. You look much.
Black don't crack. I thought you were about 22 and a half, maybe 21.
Oh, thank you. I won't tell you the real number. Thank you.
I never expect a woman. You never ask a woman her age.
Very true. Very true. So I also want to know, like, your creative process, or how has that been affecting, like, your artistry, your whole being right now?
Lately, to be honest, I just go get me a bottle of Patron. Shout out Patron. I just go get me a bottle of this. For real.
Are you sponsored by Patron?
I should be. I love them so much. Listen, like, I recommend Patron to anybody. Like,
can
everybody I be with
right now?
If somebody hang around me, they on tequila. They on it.
It's all throughout the album.
I love it. I love it.
So that answers
inspired. It's inspired by Patron.
The next question.
Patron, of course, tequila. Listen, Patron, like, it's something about it. Like, it go good with everything. It's such a, like, I don't know. Shout out to Patron. Like, they need to holler.
The only other person I've seen drinking like that is Tory Lane. Shout out to Quarantine Radio.
He's smart. Yo, Shorty got a mind on him. He understand, like, the things. You ever heard the saying, Patron make you show? That's not true.
I've never heard that.
That's a saying down here. We say Patron make you show, but that's not true. It don't make you. It enlightens you. It makes you live up to your potential. Like,
what? I don't know. Like, for me personally, when I drink dark liquor like Henny, things of that nature, it makes me very, like, upset. It makes you, like,
want to fight niggas. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I be on dumb shit.
When I had, like, champagne or wine, you know, you feel sexy, you feel a nice vibe, you know? So, like, I don't know why people always want to go for if they know that's the energy it brings.
Henny make you want to fight niggas and act crazy all night. Patron make you want to be on some, you want smooth Don Juan, you know? You want to be smooth. Like, the Patron is definitely, if you're looking for a good time, drink Patron.
All right. And Mess are saying honey. Okay, so I want to ask you, putting out a first project. I'm assuming this was your first project?
Yeah, I mean, officially, it was like the official first. Cause I've done like other stuff, but this was me like focusing, like really saying, okay, let me focus. It should have been happening, but it was a lot of bumps in the road, legal shit coming up from the, you know how things go. But now we on a clear path to the top. There's no other diversions, no other distractions.
Well, congratulations on that. But I want to ask you, what led you to that decision to be like, you know what, I'm going to put out this project? Was it because of the reasons you just mentioned, or?
I had a lot of different projects. That's the thing. I got like 30 things, like different projects. Like I'll write and record a million songs and just hate them all after 5 minutes. Like it's the process. But
I was like, you know never what? Satisfied with their work.
Yeah, and other people be like, "Are you dumb? This is lit." And I just like, that was so 5 minutes ago. But this time I was like, you know what? I've been drinking Patron. You know, I feel like people should enjoy my experiences with Patron. Like it was kind of like my Patron experience.
It definitely sounded like Patron the whole entire process.
Yeah, everything was about that. That was the thing. Like it was about Patron. Like I was like, let me give Patron
some love.
People love to drink. Why not?
Now that you say that, I feel so much better because honestly, listening to the project, I was like, you could possibly need to talk to someone, and I might have to.
Yeah, this quarantine been making me pick up Patron. Like,
are you drinking in a healthy manner? Please tell me you're not drinking alone.
No. That's for sociopaths.
You're not drinking in dark rooms by yourself.
Nah. Unless I'm writing something somber, then y'all go in a dark room and pour out my feelings. But other than that, nah.
Okay, because we're losing a lot of real ones. We just want to make sure.
No, I don't. Patron is probably the only thing I love. Like as far as like alcohol, I don't drink no other alcohol. And I don't drink all day.
Yeah.
Not all day.
Toronto is mostly about the trees. It is legalized over here, but even before then, So
it's always been about that here too. But I honestly didn't like liquor a few years ago. It just became something from being out a lot. It became like, oh, it's right there,
Yeah, yeah. Well, as long as you're safe. But I do agree. So you definitely kept that theme going in the album. I really the standout track for me was the While We're Young track.
Yeah.
I like the vibe and energy of that song. What was like your favorite? Not that you could have a favorite because you clearly just said after 5 minutes. Sometimes you hate your songs, but if you could think back now, what are some songs where you feel like, all right, this is the sound I will continue with moving forward? Or
I like the coping song, probably like the whole vibe of it. Like,
intro?
Yeah, the tequila because it helps me cope. Henny's your shit, girl. I know. Like that's just a real thing. Like I was really feeling like that. Like and The Nice Young is definitely one of my favorites because Slim actually told me, yo, this is a hit. He like it. And a song people probably Tequila Sunrise only because it's fun. And I be trying to sneak in some fun shit to get people to say, yo, he's fun too. I don't want to be seen as some street nigga that can't like be on a stage and like the VMAs or something. Because I want a Grammy. Like I want like 2 Grammys actually to give one to my mom. I want 2 of them motherfuckers.
I love that. You are like, honestly, I'm gonna be so honest with you. You're taking me by surprise right now. A lot of the questions I had prepared for you, I haven't even asked yet. That's how involved in this conversation I've been with you so far. You're really surprising me in a positive and a great way. Not that
I'm trying to kill it.
But as people do, they judge people with blonde hair and eyeshadow jewelry and things that they don't understand the person behind there. That you're ahead of the game. You understand the fact that your project isn't filled with bars galore and things of that nature, but you have a vision in mind. You know that you need those 2 Grammys, or you're getting those 2 Grammys, one for your moms and one for you. So is it the time that you spent incarcerated, you had time to map out this blueprint? Like, what inspires your blueprint? Who are some of the moguls you look up to?
I'm 6'4". It's hard to look up to really too much anybody, unless I'm at an NBA game. So I don't look up to people. Like I look eye to
Bars.
eye,
There's
I
a
see eye
bar
to
right
eye.
there.
I see eye to eye with a ton of people. The people I see eye to eye with, it's not just guys. Like for instance, Summer Walker. Like I would love to write a hook or two for her. Like her whole thing, I love her wave. Like
Love it.
and I don't listen to too much music. Obviously I like Drake. You know, he opened the door for people to be emotional and be gangster at the same time. Like you can do both. Like
Definitely.
you can have it your way. Like so him, Tory Lanez, you know, I fuck with the homie. He cool. I like a lot of little drill niggas. Even though I don't write drill music, I like hearing that type of shoot 'em up shit. Like Take K, who got arrested. I was really feeling his little wave. Like I used to ride to him in the car like Dolo. Like I was feeling shit.
When you're outside, those songs definitely do stick.
But I listen to a lot of singing songs. Like I like listening to Summer Walker. Like you'll catch me alone. Like you'll think I'm listening to all this wild shit. I'm listening to Summer Walker, just driving. Like.
What was your favorite track on the album, if you could think of one?
Of whose album?
Summer Walker's.
I think that Session 32 song.
I honestly can't even choose a favorite. It's so beautiful for me, top to bottom. Like
that song spoke to me, like, and I'll be writing that on like my social media, like how this song speaks to me. Like it's not even that intricate, it's just so simple and like it's to the point about love. Like I don't know. I like that song though.
What about that song speaks to you so much?
Just the message, like how it's like, oh, you don't love unless you called a million times. And, you know, that's some young, like when you 17 and you don't know what love is and you doing all this, you know, it's like the opposite. All that stuff she's saying is the opposite of love, but it like speaks volumes to you.
Yeah, definitely. So Wallahi, you know, you are definitely a pleasure and a treat. And I didn't expect Summer Walker to be part of your answers when it comes to your business aspect, right? Because studying you, you definitely do take time to put into your brand and packaging everything correctly. So who inspires your business side of like your artistry and the Wallahi brand, and what do you see in the future? What are you planning that you're willing to share?
I got a lot. Like, as a matter of fact, I got a mixtape because I want to do some like broken hearted love shit. So I got a mixtape actually June 15th. I wasn't gonna say that, but I'm gonna put it out. It's coming. Like
breaking news, guys. June 15th.
It's done. It's like
it's already mixtape.
It's already ready. It's just I'm gonna hit them with it, you know, because I don't want to be ever classified as the one type of artist. Like I might fuck around and do some gospel music. Like Kanye inspired a lot of people because he showed you that
every album is different. Yeah.
If you're a real artist, there's no genre that you won't touch if given the opportunity in the proper platform. So, shit, whatever type of genre of music I could do, I would love to do it. Like
that's dope. You can't limit yourself. You can't put yourself in a box, especially like when you're seeing dope artists like Lil Nas X come out and break those barriers. And, you know, I'm rooting for the fluidity, like, that I see men representing. Like, you know, you don't know what it is. You just have to enjoy it, take it as it is, as art, and take it that way.
Is it art? Is it art subjective? Like art is
exactly.
You understand? So that like everyone's not gonna like what you do. So you focus on the people who do like it, and you make sure you please them. As long as you pleasing the ones who do like it, you doing what you gotta do.
If you could choose one Ye album that you felt spoke to you the most, because obviously we know over the span of his career, each album, none was the same.
College Dropout. College Dropout. Only because of the space I was in when that came out. It was like right on time. I feel like that was right on time for a lot of people. Yeah. Like no matter how old you was, when you heard that, you was like, okay, this is hip hop. This is hip hop. Like a lot of people don't give Kanye the respect he deserves, but you know, I fuck with him.
No, he definitely, obviously right now things are shaky, but definitely do respect the moves and the things that he's done for the culture in the past, and you know, maybe things that he's still doing now that we just don't know because of all the other noise, right? So we do have another fan question. What inspired you to make music?
Oh man, that's a really crazy one. Oh, all right. This quick. When I was young, I was bad.
We got time.
Yeah, when I was young, I was bad. So when I was bad, I had to go live with some other people that wasn't my family, and I couldn't listen to music. So I started writing music. It was like that was like I couldn't listen like nothing. Like if it wasn't some Christian music, I couldn't listen to it. I wasn't allowed like nothing. So it made me like I started writing my own things and recording it in my phone, like just the voice notes with the beat, and I would listen to that. And that was like my way of hearing music. I wasn't familiar with a lot of music. Even today, I don't really listen to too many people's music because I was never accustomed to listening to music.
Yeah. So what is it that you do in your spare time, or what do you, if you do listen to anything, what is it that you listen to? Podcasts, different genres of music, like what are you really at the crib?
What am I? Fucking investigation discovery. Like I'm looking at murder mysteries, like on TV. Like
I can't do it. Can't do it.
Honestly, like I'm watching investigation discovery. Like that's interesting to me. I just watch that. I really don't listen to music too much. Like
yeah,
I'll catch a song and be like, oh, I like that. But in my spare time, I'm watching investigation discovery or writing music. Like,
everybody has their thing, you know. Everybody has their thing. Like for me, it would be period pieces or shows on history.
I can get into a show on history too. Like
yeah, and it helps you. You understand in a way. It almost simultaneously like speaks to what's going on in the present world. Even when I watch these things from, you know, so that is dope. Let's do another question. Oh, we didn't do this one yet. That was on my list. What rappers in the past and or present inspired you?
What inspired? I hate that word. Inspired.
What word would you like to insert? Let's make our own. Let's do our own. Let's insert our own word. Let's rephrase it.
Inspired. Okay.
You got that vocab. Let's cleanse it.
Yeah, I'll say I won't say inspired. I don't like that word. I was thinking that like the whole time, like I hate inspired.
Why do you hate that word?
Enlighten me. They enlightened me because maybe in my situation I didn't know that that was a possibility, and an artist might do something to make me go, "Oh, I can do that." Like I didn't know the rules stated I could go that way because I probably was brought up on you have to rap. So I say in that case Drake, who else? The Weeknd, Party Next Door, James Blake. I like him. I don't know if you were familiar with him.
Yeah.
I don't want to say his name wrong.
James, like if you're going down that lane.
Majid Jordan.
Yep. So you appreciate the Toronto sound.
Of course, like very much. So,
I do hear it in your music, but I was like,
no, like I probably don't like. That's the. Nobody from Miami take it personal, but I never connected with how Miami do it. Like I like Miami, I love it, but the music that Miami is known for is not really what I want to be known for. So
it's true.
It's different.
It's like sometimes, you know, even I remember times when like you think about Hope's early career and him kind of patting around with different sounds, or you know, so many artists go through it where it's like they try and put you into that box, confine you to that block, that hood. Like you want to grow, you have to do different things. Like you have to be the Lizzos and whatever of the group so that you can like surprise yourself. Like you never know, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's about balance. We got somebody for that. Like shout out Hood Rich Boy. I forgot to mention my shorty. Yo, he's snapping. Listen, if I'm listening to somebody outside of that, I'm listening to Hood Rich Boy. I forgot to say that, and I swear to God. And Young Stoop from Broward. Them two young niggas. I'll listen to them religiously, like it's my music.
Force them over. I haven't heard of them. I love.
I'm gonna send it, and they're not on what I'm on. They're on some street shit, but it's more they glow. I like their aura, like what they stand for something inside of what they stand for. So I respect that, but I just want to put that in because I see him in my comments. Heard y'all, but that's my man. I forgot because listen, like sorry to cut y'all, but
no. It's your.
I will not comment. It's sometimes I don't comment to nobody else, but I'm gonna comment to AB. Hood Rich I'm gonna comment to him. Cause yo, listen, that's my little nigga. Like I be ready to go to war with everybody by him in the game. Like they know. For him, it's whatever. Like I love that shit. Cause I know he's special. Like if you hear him, you gonna understand what I see in him. Like
well, I want to hear it. I'm really excited. Want to hear what he has going on. So definitely forward it after this conversation, okay?
Facts, I got you.
Cause if you're giving it that 5-star rating,
he's doing his thing. Like I love him.
So I also wanted to ask you, Where's the first place you're going once quarantine is over?
Where? I don't know. I was in Cali so much. It was fun. Cali was so fun to me because, like Toronto, you could live your wildest dreams when it comes to THC and Cali. So when we go to Cali, we have fun. So I want to go back to Cali with the gang ASAP, like soon as possible. Like I want to go back to Cali, like.
Yeah, I like everyone's itching to travel. It's like it's getting to that point for me as well. But it's like this shit's invisible. It's legit invisible.
You
You
can't run
can't
from
see
invisible.
it. You can't. But it's there. You
You
know.
can't run from invisible. So
You can't. So it's like you don't know what to do. Just stay in the crib. No,
yeah,
do
we're
your
gonna be in the
thing.
crib
Don't
for a
even
little
feel like
while.
you gotta duck. Do your thing.
We're gonna be in the crib a little while longer. But I'm saying when they say it's good,
Yeah.
when after the first round go out and test it for us.
Yeah, let the second round,
I'm gonna be in that lower third wave. Like, okay, the water's clear, we could come out.
You already know. You already know. Okay, so let's do another. Are you okay with doing another fan question?
Yeah.
Okay. That's I believe it's on all platforms. But
Yeah, it's on everywhere, like Google Plus, Deezer, little platforms I don't even know about. If you go on Google and just type my name, like my Instagram name, it's gonna come up. Like it's gonna get.
Yeah, and as well, I'm sure if they go onto your Instagram page right now,
Yeah,
tap on
Apple, there's a link in there.
Exactly. So you guys can do that anywhere music is played. All right, this is a good question. What's the meaning of El Patron and what makes this album different from your old music? I think we kind of touched on that in the beginning, but feel free.
El Patron actually means the boss. Like, and for a long time, I never been comfortable with being the boss because I feel weird to be considered the boss. If we friends, we partners. I don't like the boss term, but it was kind of like being comfortable with saying, you know what? I've done enough where I could be considered the boss, like, in charge of this, in charge of myself, in charge of this whole thing. So that's what it basically means, the boss. Like,
yeah. Why haven't you been comfortable with being the boss?
it feels weird to have you ever owned a business that had to fire a friend?
Yes and no.
And was that not like a hard? I'm talking about a real friend.
I agree. I get what you're saying because the only reason why it wasn't difficult for me was because they really did mess up. So
even then, if it depends on how the friendship is. It's like a friend can't understand this is a business. They take it as I should get a different courtesy because I'm your friend. And when you be the boss, you got to take also responsibility when shit go wrong. If it fuck up, it's your fault. Not everyone's fault. It's your fault.
Facts. That I couldn't have said it any better. I also wanted to know from you, what new music do you have coming? You said you had the mixtape coming in June.
Yeah, and
but you also did say, I was listening, you record like hundreds of songs, so I know you got a lot in the stash.
I got
more to come.
That's the thing. I feel like as people start paying attention more, it's stuff that I got that's more personal to me that I feel like it's timeless. That's the thing. I think I make music that I could drop it 2 years from now. You'll be like, damn, this is hot. Because I don't drop music for the era. I drop music for the century or for the decade. Like 4 years later, you'll be like, oh, this is still pretty good. So it's different.
Timeless records.
So I be waiting for the moments. Like I feel like El Patron was the right moment because it was like, it's all about drinking. You're gonna probably try to put me in a box and then realize that was a gimmick just to show you, like, yeah, come over here, let me do all these other things I can do. And now you're gonna be like, damn, this not a one show horse or whatever that saying is about the one show.
Yeah, you got it right. Yeah, it's true. Do you read a lot of books?
Tons of books. Well, not in prison. I'm not gonna be a liar.
No.
I've read so many books, and I still do read books online. Like the last thing I read was The Four Agreements. I forgot the guy named something Ruiz.
I know you're talking. He actually just did an interview with Charlemagne the God on YouTube. So since
I gotta
watch it. It literally just happened last week. It was
Shout out. Her Instagram name is Nicolene. She put me on a book, actually. Someone told me about it. I saw it on their story. And I said, you know what? Let me go read this book. And it actually gave me a lot of insight.
Mind opening. Yeah.
If you read it, then you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I read tons of them.
You'll really enjoy the interview. So definitely check that out.
I'm going to look it up.
Man, you are such a dope guy. Like, the fact that you even have people around you to recommend these things to you, and you're willing to like partake that and make that a part of your being. It speaks to how seriously you take your craft, and you're not like these other artists that are just doing it to be in front of someone.
Nah, I hate it. It's for me. It's like I want people to listen, like, and say, yo, I was thinking that, like, I want somebody to have a song 10 years from now. They say, yo, this helped me out in a time, or this song spoke to me in this generation. Like those records that last, that's memorable, that you put your kids on. Like, hey, you don't know nothing about this, son. You know those type of records.
Well, what really makes you like want this? Like every day when you get up, what makes you want this every day? Continue to pursue.
That's you good at what you do. You're very good at what you do. Like you good. I was owning it a little, but you. Oh, that's such a question.
Like
what makes you
even
want to do
for
it every
me
day?
doing the blog, like
What makes you
even
want to
for
do it every
me
day?
doing the blog, like there's some days I could mainly it's like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's like it gets depressing at times because you have to ask yourself those questions, like what am I doing
Facts.
for?
Facts. Honestly, I have those days. I'll be like, but then something just it's like I've never wanted anything like as far as like wise, like career wise, or like just something I want to do
This
for no
much.
gain. There's a lot of things you wouldn't do for 2 days. If I asked you to come to my store and sweep up for 2, 3 days and I didn't pay you, you walk the fuck out. Some people do music 3, 4 years before they see a dollar, and a serious dollar, and you don't walk away from that. So when you could find something that you haven't really received the money you've put in per se, you've received some type of money, but you haven't received put it and you haven't walked away.
Yeah.
You must love that more than you love the benefits of it, and you know that there's more to come. And when it does come, you're gonna see it different. And that's kind of the aspect it is for me. Like I love it more than the pay right now. And I could sit around till the pay gets better. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those jobs. Like I'm in it for the actual craft.
And a lot of people say it's all about if you're not willing to invest in yourself and about what you're talking about, how do you expect others to believe in you and to invest in you and to want to take you seriously?
If you don't invest in yourself, nobody else gonna invest in you. You know, sometimes people invest.
Or the wrong people will, and that's when you get into trouble.
Sometimes, not all the time. You know what I mean? You know.
You know how it
You know
goes.
that guy just got it, but and I mean we're not gonna speak on that. But hey, you know, people, however you get invested in, if it works for you, it works for you. You know, I don't want to.
Oh no! I get what you're saying, and I agree with that. Like you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
You have to do what you got to do. But I'm saying there's people that understand that, and they understand that's not going to be a forever thing. And there's some people that aimlessly go into these worlds and these things. So I'm just gonna ask. I'm gonna bring it out. You know, recently Tekashi 6ix9ine, Daniel has been released from prison, and he's out. And like a lot of people have anticipated, Joe Budden, Charlemagne, a lot of people have spoken. Meek Mill has spoken heavily on this situation. And where do you stand on it as an artist, and where do you stand on this as a person on the outside looking in? Like I never thought, and I'm gonna let you.
From the beginning, I knew this wasn't gonna be like a end all tell all for him. So I never thought he was gonna do a lot of time. So when he got the light sentence, I expected that. When you expect certain things, I expected everything. And I told somebody when he get out, he's still gonna be famous because
I didn't think he would have been.
I thought he would, because you gotta understand the people that buy records are not in the street. These are the kids that's in the house. So the people that's making your album sales go up are not the niggas in the streets holding the fire. So the niggas in the street could disown you, but you're not responsible for nearly none of the album sales or the concert tickets. You don't go to concerts, you're on the block. So the people who support him don't have no connection to the street rules, and they're gonna see things this way. It's a different generation, it's a different time. So I never even put any real thought into him doing time. So him getting out was what I expected, because the generation we live in, like, they don't have no connection to that street value to feel offended by what he did on a larger scale. So they wasn't involved in that situation. It doesn't involve them. So I knew he was going to still be successful, and I knew things were going to go like this. And I said that to people. They'll tell you that.
We are actually from the same era and time. So it's like but for some reason I still had some sort of belief to be like, there's no way people are going to allow this guy to come out like 2 million. But I will admit I was a part of the 2 million. But I was in there looking to be like, what do you really have to say? I can and he could say whatever he wants, but personally I feel, looking into that man's eyes and whatever visuals I've seen of him thus far, he is scared shitless.
But
And
you realize, sorry, because you realize why he got the 2 million? It was 1 million, 1.999 million people just like you. I want to hear what you got to say. You just got out from a big situation. That was guaranteed. Anybody could have did that. If OJ Simpson would have got locked up in this generation and got out that day and went live, he would have got 2 million views. Because there would have been 2 million people looking for justification for what you did. So that wasn't.
Oh, I wasn't looking for justification.
You wanted to hear what you had to say, but it was a million people just like you. It wasn't a million people like, I love Tekashi. They're like, what you got to say? Not realizing this is all going towards his legacy.
Yeah.
You made 2 million people want to know what's going on because his case was so publicized throughout the media, hip hop blogs, everywhere. You couldn't not hear about that case. Yeah. So that 2 million wasn't because he had an album coming out, because he never did 2 million before he went to jail. So that was more of what people you gotta say. What you gotta say.
Yeah.
And now people gonna keep doing it because they want to hear a little more and more, but eventually it's gonna go back to the norm. He was already hot, so he's gonna be hot. Like nothing's gonna change for him.
What definitely did take me by surprise as well is the comment section. And some of the people that, like, celebrities that I like, you know, you personally have your mental cosign of celebrities. You're like, all right, I fucks with this person, I fucks with this person. And I was shocked that I had to unfollow a couple people that I thought overstood the code and things, that were like, we understand, and I would have done it too. Like, even when it was going down, a lot of people were in interviews talking crazy. Right?
I want to follow because of that. That's taking it personal. And you can't take things personal. Like,
you can't.
You know, if that's your belief, that's your beliefs.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really take it personal because a lot of people doing it because they know it's beneficial. This looks good for the cause right now. Everybody has self-gain at heart. So some people saying they agree with what he did because they want the attention that comes with being his supporter. You get what I'm saying? Like,
that is very true. But and even that is distasteful to me, because the fact that you want to play that position in that side just for fame, like, I just feel, yeah. But would you have ever thought that, like, you would witness something like that in hip hop? Because when I look at the span of it, obviously we know stories of people that have snitched along the line, but something to this, like, demographic and level has never happened. Like,
nothing is impossible though. So with that being said, it never happened, so it could happen any moment. That's the thing about never happen. It could happen at any moment.
It's true. Well, Bobby Shmurda is supposed to be released in December, so shout outs to him.
Shout out to Bobby Shmurda. Yeah, he getting out soon.
And that whole crew, you know? And just praying for all the young black men out there. Let's take another. This is a weird question. Let me know if you're okay to answer this. Who's the most famous rapper that has helped you?
Help me. I won't say help, but Sauce Walker, the most famous rapper that ever, like, kind of like reached out on some what's good. I done FaceTimed him and he done gave me a little, game, and hollered at me is Sauce Walker. Shout out Sauce Walker. You know, the whole Houston, Texas movement, Drip God, whatever. He cool in my book because he done reached out and what. So I'll say Sauce Walker. Now, I done met a couple, but Sauce Walker the only one that we done spoke and had conversations and whatnot.
That's dope. And it's really, like, how important is it to you, like, in terms of networking and being with a lot of artists? Because sometimes you have some artists that are like, I don't want to fuck with anyone in the industry, just give me my shows and go home. And you have some people that are like, understand the importance of networking. So where do you stand on that?
I mean, it just depends on the atmosphere. Like, if I'm in a position where I could really network and do what I'm gonna do it. But if it's one of them, I go off the energy of the room. Like, if I'm around an artist who seem like we could, you know, connect on that level, we're gonna try to connect. But if it's like you and your vibe, I'm in my vibe with my guys, it's just gonna be that. Cause I don't never really like to overstep my boundaries with nobody. Cause you never know what's on somebody's mind. You feel me?
Very true. And you would definitely understand that more than I would understand it. So we know. We know. So we do have some staple questions here that we ask at downtown. As I told you before, downtown world or downtown does stand for don't waste no time with negativity. And a question we like to ask everyone that comes through is, what is the recent situation that has happened that you're okay with sharing that you felt like it was a negative situation or it could have gone this way, but you found a way to remain positive and keep your head up?
Like as far as streetwise or in what sense?
Anything. I'd love a street story though if you're down.
Like okay, just not to get into too much. I was locked up for some homicides and it was looking crazy, but I ended up getting out of the situation unscathed, you know, by the grace of God. You know, everything turned out in my favor. So I could say that was a situation. You feel what I'm saying? Like
that's the biggest of them all. Would you agree on that?
I mean, yeah, for the situation I was in, yeah, I could say that.
Because would we be here today? Probably.
Nah, hell no.
Not. Yeah.
Hell no. I would have been so crazy right now.
Do you ever like sit down and like really embrace those thoughts and like even today, like you look around you and you're like,
I give whole days to that. Like, you understand? I give whole days to that. I got a day where it's in recognition, or like thanks that I'm out here and I do this. I actually have days for that. Like, it's like holidays to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I kind of like drop things, videos and stuff based around those days. So to me, anytime I ever drop something, it was on a significant day. Like, it wasn't just a random day of the week. It was something based on something in my life. Like, so it's always connected to me in some way.
So the album, the day that it dropped.
That's my baby Chase. I love him. Listen, he just turned 2. He's 2 years old. That's my little man. He turned 2. And his birthday April 28th. So I put it out on April 28th because that's my little dude. Like, that's my little guy. Like, I love him. His name Chase. He the man of the house. He run the crib. He little and he fierce. Like, that's my little dude. So yeah, him, like.
And someone said that gives your music really good energy. That's true. I feel like when you release things into the world with like great intention,
yeah,
you can't, like, when people try to knock your blessings and they're wondering why they can't do it, things around that.
That's why I don't like to read self-help books. I like to create my own theories. Like, instead of reading, like, I read 48 Laws of Power, but instead of going off those laws, I try to
What
use
did you think about that book?
I mean, I think at the time I read it, I was using it for the wrong reasons. It was more of a different, I was in a different mind state when I read it, so I wasn't using it for the reasons that I would have, you know, applied it in today's time. So the book for me was more of a, I heard that it was supposed to make you more tactical and this and that, you know, so I read it for the wrong intentions. So I don't think
it now,
it'll be different. But instead of applying those laws, I feel like that book should be the how-to to create your own laws. Use that to create laws based off your experiences, because that book is just things that happen and what should have happened or what could have happened. So you can do that for yourself and have your own laws and your own book to govern yourself according to, you know?
You're completely right. And that book and I think it's Think and Grow Rich, they pretty much say the same thing, where in terms of like, if you're not at a certain point in life and you read this, you're not going to get it. You're going to have to come back, read it again, and really soak it in, and different parts are going to hit you at different times. Yeah. So what did you eat today?
Some tuna. Like, you know, I try to stay
away. People want to get to know you. When I
tuna and lettuce. I don't eat bread. I don't eat bread, and I don't intake sugar unless it's like when I'm drinking Patron. That's the only time I add Red Bull to my Patron. Like, but other than that, I don't drink juice or soda. I just drink water, and I try to eat like, you know, more plant-based. I have a little meat like turkey here and there.
Yeah, yeah.
But I want to go full vegan eventually, right?
That, like, honestly, kudos to you, because I know that journey is definitely not an easy one.
It's,
I've done little fastings here and there, and just by the third or the second day, I'm like struggling. So I know it's a huge mental, more than just what you're eating, it's a mental thing.
it's a
So
lot. It's stressful. Or is it? And people around you tend to not really understand how serious it is, so they'll have like a fucking bacon double Whopper cheese dripping off it in your presence, not knowing that you're in the eternal battle.
it's true. It's so true.
It's
What
crazy.
is something else that you've had like that internal battle with, and you felt like you've overcome or overcame?
When I would say it would have to be like drugs when I was younger, like ecstasy and like shit like that was like so like lit not too long ago that it was like one of those things that it felt like it made you have fun. So at one point, me and my not circus says my homies, like niggas from back in the day, we used to be on that shit so much that we was out here running around crazy on that. But that was a personal struggle because I had to tell myself that shit is not really what gives you your fun and your, you know. So that was.
You seem like a really fun guy.
Yeah, and that shit made me probably funner, like if that's a word, funner.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah. That's a huge battle, because, and that was a huge thing. R.I.P. to Juice WRLD. You know, R.I.P. to Lil. I don't even want to miss any names. There's R.I.P. to so many. You know,
Lil
Tim
Peep,
Lee,
all
there's
them,
stories like that.
but it's not. I didn't never judge them because I could have easily been that guy because I used to live like that. I thought at one point that was how what living was. We was young, wild, free, like. You never know when that thing could be one too many. So I never judged them for what they did. I understood. If I would have had that type of money at their age, I probably would have been like them, you know? Because it was so prevalent. That's always been low-key. Drug culture has always been like the thing, you know, like drugs take away the pain.
I was having this conversation with someone where I was saying, like, for our generation growing up, you were like, it wasn't cool to be seen as like a bean or a fiend or, you know, whatever sign people use now. It was more cool to be the person that, you know, you're out here cooking and selling it.
Exactly.
As opposed to now, the user is like.
No, but we was the tricky bunch because we was selling it and like lit because we was on it. So it was like a, I don't know. We was never like, we had the money and we was partying on this shit that we sold. So it was like the best of both worlds. But at the same time, looking back, like, it was just something to do. Like, I kind of always think,
what made you realize that it was just something to do? Like,
getting arrested.
You know what? Like, I'm off this.
Getting arrested when I was locked up.
You don't have to be clean when you get arrested. Like, what made you?
Because I'm locked up and I'm like, okay, I'm locked up. I'm here, and I don't got access to nothing. If I can't reach out to my people, I can't reach out to nothing. I'm already in a crazy situation. This not gonna make it better. And the longer I wasn't around it, the more I realized it was never something I needed, or it was never something that I should have needed, because it didn't make or break my life. It was actually kind of like the focal point of how I ended up in this fucking dilemma, if in the end of the day. So
that was your cleanse period as well.
Yeah, it's like, damn, this motherfucking thing that was making me think I loved it or I was having fun with it was actually the reason now I'm in a fucking stupid situation.
Yeah.
So it didn't, the goods didn't outweigh the bad. So
you quarantined before the quarantine.
Inside, that's where the cleanse came from.
Facts. I love that, and I'm happy you made it to this side. Continue on. Don't stop on the path you're on. It's amazing. Yeah, you're here?
Yeah, I'm here. I don't be, I try to like be like normal, like people normal around people.
Oh, don't worry about that. I'm just it's not about that. We're gonna get into it.
No, we here. I'm just trying to stay in this.
What is before I ask you this question, are you open to, I know that our time limit is approaching, are you open to continuing our conversation once that time limit comes and end it and join you right back in, or do you have to go?
It's up to you. It's how you want to.
I'm really enjoying the conversation. I'd love to dig in a little bit more with you.
Okay, if the people want to.
But I'll share you if I have to.
It's up to you. You know, you're the host of this.
Okay, okay. So I want to ask, since you said you're weird and you have to be people normal, what is something that you feel is really weird that you're okay with sharing that you feel like you do, and I would, or someone would consider that very weird?
I can't even say, because if you was like to be around me, like seeing me and then hanging around me, you will understand. It's like, I probably look a certain, like, this guy, okay, he from the hood, but the way I am, like, I'm just a joke. Like, I like to make jokes and fuck around. Like, how I look and how I act is different. I don't know. It's like, and I like that about myself. Like, people who really know me, who on this live or whatever, who was on the live previous, they can attest to that. Like, I'm like totally like, I'll be one of the people you would judge a book before it's covered with.
Okay,
like, every time.
What is, like, give me, it doesn't have to be in order. It doesn't have to be your most favorite, but what are your top 3 movies?
The Other Guys. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Yes, I have. That's a funny movie.
The Other Guys. See, it's not gonna be black stuff, and it's gonna make people.
He does pranks.
4 Christmases with Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon. You see what I mean? Like,
I love Vince Vaughn. He is gold.
This movie's super old, so nobody's gonna know it. It's called Weird Science. It's from like 1985. This is what Michael Anthony Hall and some other guy. It's like a super weird off-brand movie, but
what was it about?
They made a woman on a computer. You have to watch it. Like, it's funny.
Is it similar to, like, they had this movie called Smart House from back in the day? You probably maybe know it because we're around the same age.
I know that movie.
Right?
No, it's like they literally just make a woman on a computer program, but this movie from the 80s, and they like bring her to life with a doll, and she like has, it's just a whole thing. She put them through all this shit, but it's just a funny movie.
Yes, I do remember. I do.
And
that was a classic.
Yeah.
See, someone else knows it as well.
So exactly. And people wouldn't even think, okay, that's like my top favorite movie of the whole world is Weird Science. Like I love that movie.
Science.
It's fucking awesome. If you see it, you can't help but laugh at that movie. Like,
so let me close this, and we're gonna come right back in and continue. I'm just gonna end it, save it, and hop right back in with you.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, Wallahi. See you
in
a bit.
No problem. Yep.
I really love the beat on this song. I love a track when they have a beat drop. It always just makes the climax just so much more enjoyable. Yeah. So I actually Googled it while we came off for a quick second, so I do remember that movie. And it was the first one to really make a baddie, like someone was saying earlier, make a baddie in the computer.
Huh?
The movie that you were discussing?
Yeah.
So yeah, it really was a classic. Yeah. So we did 3 movies because I want to get to know you. You go on your social media, it's just, which is great, but we want to know you a bit more. So what are the top? You shared like kind of what are the top 3 like things you love to do inside at home?
Inside what?
At home.
Um.
Even before quarantine.
Right. I'm always in my phone writing. Like, it sounds like cliche, like, oh.
Writing music or just writing?
Music, mostly, and sometimes like I'll like write, like work on like little other things like animation. Like I'll like work on 3D animation. Like I'm pretty okay with that. But for the most part, it's music. Like I just write. Sometimes I write stuff for other people. Like, oh, hey, would you like this? This would be dope if you did this. Like,
yeah. Okay, so that's one thing. 2 more.
Play with my. It's like I really don't. I play with my baby. Like I'll be playing with my baby, my son. Like I'll play around with him. And
congratulations.
Probably back to, no, he's like 2. He's not a baby, but I call him baby. And then back to like writing. Like I probably don't do nothing else. Like anything else I do is because I have to. Like
Yeah.
the thing I do is I'm always writing something. Like I always prefer to be trying to create another song or write another song. Like
So how important is fatherhood to you? Is that something that you'll be sharing in the near future in your artistry?
yeah, it's very important to me because, you know, like most people, the dad situation for me was sketchy or whatever, that story. That's another story. But I try to give my son like real love. So like when he grew up, he be like, yo, my old boy, however much time he got on this earth, he really he know how to connect with people and like, yo, I know what it feel like for a man to platonically love you and you know it's no expectations, just I love you because, you know. So I try to, you know, be like that with him. Like
That's really real, and I feel like for like people like yourself and you know just the people outside the box that people wouldn't expect, it's so important for you to share that so other young men that look up to you.
love your kids. Yo,
Exactly.
when you grow up, you realize that it's a person you get to create, like the person you would have been. You know, when you grow up, you be like, I should have did this in middle school.
Yeah.
You can kind of mold your kid to be the perfect person. They're gonna have their own thought, but you can show them the ropes. Like you give them a guide of this how you handle this era, and
Yeah.
it feels good to watch somebody learn from your mistakes. That's
Facts.
a good feeling. Like
Facts. I love that. So we do have another staple question here at downtown that we do ask. So it is the four elements. You have air, water, earth, and did I say fire?
it's fire. It's
Yeah.
fire. It's fire.
Yeah. Why do
Because
you choose fire?
I'm a Sagittarius and I'm a fire sign. So
Okay.
I'm going to choose fire. Like, and
What does fire mean to you though? Like, it's your
fire is like,
sign, yes, but
fire single-handedly changed the way humanity worked. Like before fire, we was lost. The moment fire came about, civilization changed. Fire was like the key to taking us over the gap. It was the bridge of the gap, was fire. And I feel like that's what I'm like, that bridge, like I'm fire. Like I think that, like, not in the sense that, oh, I'm fire, but if you think
that's
about
just
how
the
fire
best
works,
answer in the almost 5 years. But how that is honestly the best answer, I feel like, because a lot of the times, you know, people will choose water, myself included. But fire, I've never heard that explanation. I that makes me look at it a whole lot different. Because you're right, that's what sparked
because we always
so
had
many
water.
things.
We always had water. But the moment fire came about, we changed as a whole race of people. We evolved instantly. Fire changed everything about us.
Yeah, facts, facts. I can't even like speechless. You're leaving me speechless. I'm forgetting my questions here because you're such an outstanding artist that people definitely need to check out El Patron. Not judge you just off of that. Make sure to follow, subscribe, the username you guys are seeing below. Just to let you know as well, this will be going on the website and our YouTube channel after permanently. So feel more than free to check it out and things of that nature after. Now, personally, on my personal page, I've been hosting a game night with one of my beautiful girlfriends, and it's been quite lit. It's been quite lit. But are you open to me possibly asking you some of the questions from game night just to pick your brain a bit to see?
Was the,
So
okay, we gonna do it like this. I'm gonna say yes, and then if a question is like outside of what I could reasonably answer, I'm gonna just veto that question.
always an option.
Okay,
Perfect answer.
and veto's
Okay.
option.
Do you want the really weird questions first?
I think you should deliver it however you feel like delivering it. Like it
You
should
can
be
tell you
organic.
really been to jail by
Huh?
the way. You can tell you really been incarcerated into jail by the way you're like, okay, you kid, but I'ma see
Yeah, like
how
what you
you
how you wanna incorporate it. I'm a
then you'll decide. I love it. I love it. You gotta take time and study the land, you know? But don't worry, I wouldn't do that to you. You're safe. Okay, I'm just gathering the question here. So, I kind of like to ask this one a lot because it's kind of crazy, and I love to see what people's answer is. So the first question is, it's a would you rather game, okay?
Uh-huh.
All right. So would you rather cut off your 2 thumbs or chop off a baby's foot?
Okay, I'm a. Who's baby? Who's baby?
You don't know the baby.
I don't know the baby.
You don't know the baby. It's like a random baby. Like you do not know this baby. It's not part of your family.
I gotta chop off both of my thumbs because how I'm gonna chop off the second thumb if my first thumb misses?
Both of them.
Someone else is gonna chop them off. Okay. How old is the baby? Fresh.
The baby is less than 6 months.
That's a very, very precious age.
It's a fresh baby.
Okay,
like
you know what?
Baby.
Because I'm gonna chop off my thumbs this time. But I feel like those type of questions are superficial because I'm gonna answer what people would want to hear, like, oh, my fingers. But in reality, I might need my thumbs more than that random.
Actually, no. A lot of people have said chop off that baby's goddamn foot. That baby will not remember.
I gotta chop it off, or someone else gonna do it. I can't do the chopping. If I gotta do it, then my thumb. But if they gonna do it and I can walk away, then maybe the baby. I don't.
Someone said these Freddy Krueger. They're not. They're just out of the ordinary questions that, shake things up a little bit. So, are you willing?
Yeah, come on. That was nothing. That was like, I would have answered that question privately easily. I would have been like, the baby's feet. No.
See, I'm not going to give you questions you probably expect. So,
yeah.
All right, here we go. Here's another one. Would you rather have a painful, incurable hangnail or change your name every time you introduce yourself?
I change my name every time I introduce myself because I'll be alone. I won't just never say my name to people. I like to be alone. Like, I prefer to be, I don't like to speak. And I don't introduce myself to everyone like, hey, I'm such and such. I just be like, how you doing? I don't tell you my name. Just never know my name. So I'll take the name over.
That's true. Because I cannot remember all those different names.
You're not going to be able to wear sneakers with a hangnail. You're never going to get the new Jordans. Think about it. You're not going to get none of the new releases if you got a hangnail that size.
A very good point. Here's the next one. Would you rather fight one Canada goose that was the size of a grizzly bear? Do you know the Canada goose? I know it's a big bird over here, but it kind of would stay in the family of a duck. And they can fly, but not like long periods of time.
So it's like a big duck?
Yeah.
I think I'll fight a duck. I can fight.
Oh, wait. Let me give you your options.
Okay.
So would you rather fight one Canada goose that was the size of a grizzly bear or 100 grizzly bears that were each the size of a Canada goose?
Okay, so the goose is the size of one bear.
Yeah.
Or little bears.
But there's 100 of them.
100 of them motherfuckers. That's an equally deserved. Okay, you know what? Because I like myself in a one-on-one, I'm gonna take that goose, who the size of a bear. Because worst come to worst, if he beat me, it was a fair fight.
It's true.
At least it was a fair fight. Like, I can't act like, oh, they jumped me. But if I fight the 100 bears, they gonna clearly take advantage of me.
Cause like 99.
Yeah, I like my one-on-one odds over the getting jumped with the bears.
You got your 99 goose plus one.
I'll take that one.
Oh my gosh! But I agree with that because you should probably see that documentary since I know you're into these things. The Grizzly Man.
What's it about?
It's really random, but it's basically about this man. He was kind of like Crocodile Dundee. I hope I'm not explaining this incorrectly, but he was kind of like Crocodile Dundee, but his thing was grizzly bears. So he would literally uproot his whole life and fly to this national park and live like out in the woods alone with these grizzly bears. And inevitably, one summer he brought his girlfriend, and he claims, because you literally saw the attack live on camera, not all of it, but you can hear most of it because it's a documentary, of a grizzly bear attacking him and his girlfriend, and he had passed away. But it shows his whole process and him becoming one with the grizz, all those things. So if you watch something like Jim Jones, not that it's suicidal, but it's
I've
along
seen that.
those, yeah,
I've seen that one.
yeah, it's along those lines. Let's do another one. Would you rather only would you rather have constantly dry eyes or a constant runny nose?
Dry eyes. Because
Really?
if your nose runny, people are not gonna want to be around you. They're gonna think you got a cold or you got corona right now. Corona, COVID-19. At least your eyes dry. You can just be like, yo, I got allergies. But that nose,
true.
oh, you're not gonna have no company. I'll take the eyes over the nose.
It is so true. The whole police administration is gonna be at your door, like, your nose is running.
Yo, yeah, you got to quarantine. And people are not going to want to communicate. You can't go in the store. A lot of stores saying no runny noses and shit like that. So
it's
I'll
so
take the
true.
eyes.
Like, if you mess up going into the store and answer one of those questions incorrectly, like, your whole shopping experience is over.
Bing. So I'd rather have some scratchy eyes that I can put Vaseline, because they sell Vaseline.
Yes, they do. Facts. They don't sell the cure for Rona.
No, ain't no cure.
All right.
Ain't no cure for being accused either.
Facts. Would you rather be... Or no, I won't do that one. Do you want really, really weird again? Like the baby sums?
The ball, like I said, is, hey.
You'll take it one question at a time?
I'll take it one question at a time.
I love it. All right. Would you rather be reincarnated as a fly or just cease to exist after you die?
So if I choose the fly, does that keep me in a reincarnation cycle?
Yeah, but you'll be reincarnated as a fly.
And then what I'm saying is, if I pick the fly reincarnation, after that, I still stay in the...
You'll just forever be a fly.
No, I don't get to reincarnate to something else?
No. You'll always come back. You'll
I'll
always
take
come back
the
as
cease
a
to
fly.
exist. I'll take the cease to exist. People treat flies like shit.
Let me clarify. That means that no one will even remember that you existed.
So I gotta either be a bottom feeding fly that lands on feces as nutrients or not exist. See, that goes to show ego over like what's right. Because if I gotta leave my ego to the side, I'm gonna have to not exist. Because I don't want to be on a fucking... People don't treat... You don't hear about pet flies like often, you know? Flies don't get love. So I'll take the non-existence over the no love. Like,
cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers. That's a tough one. It's like none of these questions are like right or wrong, obviously, right?
I take the no existence over no love any day. Like, I don't want to be a fly.
That would be so hard for me. I kind of want to hear what people have to say after I go.
People celebrate about flies dying, like, oh, I killed that fucking fly. And no one calls the police. You don't want to be a fly. You know?
That is true. That is true. Would you rather be fluent in all languages and never be able to travel, or be able to travel anywhere for a year, but never would be able to learn a word of a different language?
I'll take the fluency. Answer one, obviously, because I live in Florida. Everybody and their mama come to Florida. Every fucking race. I don't care if you're from Portugal, wherever, Nicaragua. I'll just stand on the beach and speak to everybody. Like, you don't have to travel to meet people no more. So
do you know Spanish or any other languages?
I can speak several languages, like, if I have to. Like, in case of emergency.
Do you mind teaching any of that?
The regular languages that everybody speak down here.
Regular languages? What?
I can just, when time comes, I can speak other languages.
All right, we got you. I'll do two more with you, and then I'll let you be free.
All right.
All right? Okay, so the second last one is, would you rather die in 20 years with no regrets, or die in 50 years with many regrets?
I take the 50 years. Only because I get to see my kids and see them grow up, and my regrets is emotional. That's not... You can live with regrets. Like, whoever can't, then die. I'll take the 50 years over the 20 years. if you can't live with a couple of regrets, then maybe you
Yeah.
should fucking die in 20 years.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I can live with 50 years of regrets because you regret every little stupid shit. I might eat a piece of bread and be like, I fucking regret that bread. So what's a regret? It's all subjective. I fucking regret. I'll take the 50 years over 20. Just because of kids. I want to see what they gonna do.
Facts. Facts. I spoke with someone a couple of weeks ago. We did an interview. His name is Joe Billy. Shout out to Joe Billy. And he was speaking on like his artistry and his first time bringing his son to the studio with him. And you know, his son is very young, under the age of 5, never brought him, like, forcing him to be involved in any music or anything like that. And his son naturally gravitated towards the piano and just started, like, playing on it, you know? And he spoke to, like, how powerful that was to him because obviously he's an artist. And to see his seed take interest in something that he's never pushed on him was a big moment for him. So
my baby, I have a little small keyboard that I kind of practice little melodies on. Every once in a while, he'll get on it, and I have little pictures of him touching it. And I, in the back of my heart, I say, okay, maybe you like it. And when I'm recording, like if I'm recording in my personal little space in the house, he'll like cry if he can't be in the room. So I kind of feel like he liked the little microphone environment. He already kind of wants to be around me more than ever when I'm in this mode. Somebody asked me a question. Yeah, June 15th. I'm going to put something out for ladies. If this is a lady, you're going to love it. Because it's going to be like, pour my heart out. Somebody asked that.
Make sure to hit us up and let us know when it's dropping so we can post it.
Come on, hold on. Let me comment to T Soleil. That's another one. T Soleil, I forgot. That's my sus. She part of Circle Success. T Soleil. Let me tell you about her. She rap like a nigga. She got bars. And she always trying to play me on beat. Oh, listen. But yeah, I just want to see her comment. I love her though. She trying to play me right now on the guys, but she can't. Yeah, but Diamond, I'm gonna drop something on June 15th. I promise. I'm already working on it. I was like getting the cover ready. I wanted it to be a surprise, but y'all know now it's gonna be lit. Now it's gonna be something to trying to play me on beat. Oh, listen. But yeah, I just want to see her comment. I love her though. She trying to play me right now on the guys, but she can't. Yeah, but Diamond, I'm gonna drop something on June 15th. I promise. I'm already working on it. I was like getting the cover ready. I wanted it to be a surprise, but y'all know now. It's going to be lit. Now it's going to be something to listen to. You might find something on that.
We never heard it, so
none of it.
It's going to be a surprise. Looking forward
to it. It definitely is.
All right. Let me do this one. One of my favorite ones. Would you rather be given $500 million or end world hunger and be known for it?
I'll take the world hunger and be known for it only because of I think I have a slight bit of narcissism, and I would want my kids to be able to say, my grandpa, my father, XYZ ended world hunger, and I want my family to have that prestige. But it wouldn't be because of world hunger. It would be because of my narcissism and wanting to be known for that, because I think that's a big feat. Yeah. That's like up there with George Washington and free, all that. So it would be more of that, but I would definitely pick the world hunger over the 500 million. Because I don't care for money. I care for money to give to, like, if I get $1 million, it's for my family. Yeah. I literally don't care for chains and shit. Like, this is things that I've acquired in my process. Like, it's not what I started out with. Because I started out with nothing. So I'm always okay with the, like, regular shit. Like, this is extra. I don't judge people who have or have not because I don't care for this. All right.
And just to end off, I'd like to know, like, if you can, I've gotten a pretty good idea. I know we have some new people in here that were in the first part of the interview, but, like, what are some of the things in this world that, like, really mean a lot to you?
That mean a lot to me? Kids that don't have parents. Like, I feel really strongly about, like, honestly, like, anybody who knows me know, like, I love kids. Like, if I could adopt all the kids that needed homes, I would, because I feel like it's a lot of kids out here who don't have parents and they need that love, and they can't grow up without the tools, and you can't get the tools without real guidance. So I feel strongly about kids that don't have parents or kids who've been abused, and like that whole system of foster care and shit. That's one of my main, like, really things I feel real strong about, right?
Yeah. You know who was like that, actually? Josephine Baker. If you've ever watched her biography.
I'm familiar with who she is.
Yeah, that was like it wasn't her downfall in my opinion, but a lot of people that know her story, she had that same craving of wanting to help any child she could meet because she couldn't bear her own. And I think she had like almost 15 to 20 children. Like, I could be incorrect, but it was a very large number. And her husbands kept saying, we can't afford the kids, we can't afford the kids. But she's like, they need me. Like, who else is going to take them if I leave them here, you know? So grateful that there are people like you guys on earth. We did have a fan question here that was kind of fun. And I kind of want to know the answer to as well, if you're okay to answer it.
Oh, what made me change the color of my hair?
It's a nice color.
No, I do what I want. My hair, like, I do what I want. That's what made me do it. Nothing.
Do what I
Honestly,
want.
nothing. I do what I want. Like, one day I woke up, I said, this is what I want to do, and I did it. It wasn't a life decision. I don't live like that. I do what I want. Like, if you live like that more, life would be better. Like, what color would you want your hair right now if you could choose? Besides
To be
black.
honest, I've done it all. I'm kind of chilling with black. I've had blonde like your hair.
You do like red with some color.
I'm not attached to my hair. It doesn't.
Yeah, like me either. Like, that's the thing. I'm not attached to these type of things. Like, I'll do my hair. It's fun. She trying to be funny. Oh, pink? You want me to do pink? She trying to be funny. I'm going to do a pink because let me tell you something. I like pink. I think pink is a great color. And once upon a time, pink was associated with boys before girls. Baby boys were associated with pink in the U.S. and girls were associated with blue. That's a fun fact for you. Pink hair.
I never do that.
Yeah, go. She needs to do her research.
Okay, I'll do my Googles. Yeah. He got his own swagger. He does. So
people have had this kind of hair before.
What was the word you used again? What enlightens your style?
Just whatever I feel. Like, I'll wake up tomorrow. Like, I've had like all types of different vibes. Like, sometimes I want to be really like clean cut. Sometimes I don't. I just feel like I live in the mood. Like, you know what eclectic means as far as music? Yep. I live like that with style. Like, whatever mood I'm in, that's the style I want to be in. Like, I don't want to be typecast. Like,
I'm a Libra, and that's kind of like how we tend to be. We go based on our and how we feel.
Like that, like very like that's how it should be.
When I'm traveling somewhere, it's very hard for me to like pack, cause I'm like, I can't just choose an outfit. I gotta just bring the whole damn closet. We'll figure it out.
Bring everything. Why not? Bring it all.
Yeah, so I want to like thank you so much, Wallahi, for taking this time and, you know, allowing me to get to know you better and the people watching as well. I want to ask you, was there anything that you want to ask me or ask or talk about just in general? I know we spoke about 6ix9ine, we spoke about movies, we spoke about food, we talked about books, and I hope you guys take heed and write those lists and read those books. Is there anything?
I don't know. I feel like it was like very like fluid. So I like the way it went. It's like, why add, you know, don't mess with the soup if it's perfect. I really appreciate you for having me. You know, like, I appreciate this way in Canada. That's dope. You know, like,
and anytime you're on this side, be sure to say hello.
Nowadays we can connect from so far, so close, like so intimately. That's dope. So I just want to thank you. Hopefully we'll be able to do things in the future, more content, and thanks for everybody that came and watched, and everybody that you brought, everybody that came. I know you were awesome.
You were amazing. You were awesome. And I want to tell everyone to make sure to stream El Patron.
Stream El Patron. Go on YouTube, check out some old videos that I have, you know, beforehand. Like, I got some videos before, you know, you might like it. Just go check them out.
Exactly. You're in the crib. You got shit to do. Let the YouTube run and let's see what's going on.
Listen to some shit.
Freestyle questions from you. Yes, if you're open, we can do one last fan question. If you can type
what is it? Because this usually when it gets crazy. Let me hear this freestyle. What they say?
What's that? Spend time with his family. Let's see what people have to say. What is the temperature like? What's the weather like out there right now?
It's normal Miami weather. If you've been to Miami, it's regular. I don't know how to explain Miami weather. It's not. We'll complain about it, but you might call it paradise. So
no, I know what you mean, but I know sometimes there's like overcast or.
No, today was kind of a little gloomy. Yesterday, I think it rained. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even pay attention to the weather when I'm outside. I'm in the car, like point A, point B. Like, I be in my bubble, like this little
I feel
world.
like that's a lot of like I've always loved to just like drive in the car and like go for long drives, but now more than ever because it's not as safe to like go for a walk. Just hop in the car, put on a really nice playlist, and
And
just
drive.
back home.
I write the best music when I'm driving.
For real, that's dope.
Don't
I'm really
don't
looking
write and
forward to
drive.
hearing more from you. I'm
Yeah,
really looking forward to hearing
you
more
gonna
from
see
you.
it.
Yes. Okay, so we have. All right, what are you listening to?
Beats. I like beats. I don't listen to music words. I'm listening to beats. Like I write songs while I drive. So beats, like people
Well,
sing beats, I listen.
there's a lot of beat producers that are always telling me in my comment section that they got beats. So I'm start sending them your way.
Send them, cause I be needing them, and that's what I listen to all day. Like I barely listen to music. Like if I'm ever listening to a song, it's like one of my homies, like Hood Rich Out Boy, Young Stoop from Broward. I'm definitely listening to him. Mr. Black, yeah, who else? Nutso James. I'm listening to him. Like certain people, D-Rock, you know Cash Money D-Rock. He did a lot of shit for Young Boy and them. D-Rock, that's the homie. He be doing a lot of shit. Like fuck with D-Rock.
Shout
Like
out to Cash Money.
I got some records. Matter of fact, I got some records produced by D-Rock that I ain't put out yet. I got some D-Rock beats. Yeah, like that's homie. I got pictures of D-Rock in the studio. He done taught me a couple of chords on the piano and everything, on the keyboard, all that. Yeah, like D-Rock the man's. Like yeah.
Do you play other instruments?
I can play the keyboard a little bit, and I'll fake the drums if I want you to be impressed. I'll get up there.
So, someone else, Mr. T4 did ask, where can we send you beats?
WALLAHI music@gmail.com. So basically, it's my Instagram name, but instead of that 8, it's an A. The A,
okay.
yeah, at gmail.com.
Just random question, because I know how people in Toronto feel about, like, they take the Somali, like the Wallahi, everything is very serious over here. So have you ever gotten any backlash for your name or your choice?
Of course. What? Like I've had, like on World Star, I've had people like tear me down, but you gotta take that. Like I've had people say all type of things, but that's why I changed the A to an 8 to kind of like, so it's like, hey, like you know, I'm trying to like find middle ground for everybody, because I don't want to change the name because it means so much to me, but I can't explain to the world one by one why it means so much to me. And people
well, you know what you can do now? You've explained yourself very well here today, so you can just send them back to the interview.
That was my first line.
That's what you gotta list. You know that interview where every artist has, where they're like, I already talked about that here. Well, you tell them you already talked about it at downtown. Feel me? All right. So I want to say thank you again. I wish you and your family nothing but safety. Praying for your guys' safety and health. Stay inside. I hope your young ones remain safe. I love your fan base. They seem like good people. Everyone is really excited for El Patron to come out. Well, no, not El Patron, to the new project coming out after El Patron. My apologies. It's Tuesday. But thank you so much again. You were a pleasure and a refreshment to speak with. So looking forward to seeing what you have coming.
I thank you too. Appreciate you and hope to work with you in the future. Thanks to everybody who joined this live. Yeah. It's gonna still be up, so I get to watch it later. See you later. Yep. And
give me about 48 to 72 hours. It will be on the website, but it will be up here on Instagram Live for 24 hours. And stream El Patron right now. Facts.
Facts. Stream El Patron right motherfucking now. You know, it's the circle. Wallahi.